Welcome to the fifth video of this set of 11 prepared for the 2017 P3 Data Summit. In this video, we're going to take a look at how ACT scores relate to college success. Our previous video ended with the pivot table looking like this. We're looking at GPA of students in the 2010 and 2011 cohort and seeing how that compares across the different graduation rates or the outcomes there. So I'm going to click inside the pivot table to get my sidebar back, and rather than reporting the average of the high school GPA, drag that off, I will report the average of the ACT equivalent. So of course by default it goes to count. I'll click value field settings and report the average. Let me make sure that it's being displayed correctly as a number, and I'll report my ACT scores with only one decimal point. There we go. So, in 2010, the students who graduated in 4 years or less had an average ACT score just over 24. 23.6 for 5 years, 23.2 for 2 years, so there definitely seems to be a relationship here. Now, let's go ahead, we're looking at the oldest two cohorts here. Let's go ahead and look at the most recent two cohorts, 2015 and 16, to see some of those outcomes. Now, of course, there are those 4 students that graduated in 4 years or less, but that's also a very small group. I'm going to go ahead and uncheck the graduation outcomes. There we go. And so now I just have pace and persistence in the table. So students who are not on pace have a 22.5 average ACT score. Students who did not persist, 20.8, not retain, 21.9. So there's some relationships here too. Students who are on pace to graduate in 4 years or less have pretty close to a 24 on the ACT. So there seems to be a relationship there. Now, at this point, I might be interested in seeing this graphically. And one of the things that Excel will do is anything that's displayed in a pivot table, it can also turn into a chart. So I'll go to the Insert menu up here and click on Pivot Chart. It'll pop up a dialog box in which I can decide what kind of chart I want, and I actually do want a column chart. So I'll click OK, and let me move this off to the side there. Now, so this column chart shows me BGSU and Toledo in clusters within the year. And I wonder if I move university up, there we go. So now BGSU is the larger cluster, and I can see the years 2015 and 16 right next to each other. So you'll notice that as I make changes in the pivot table sidebar, it affects both the pivot chart and the pivot table. And in the next video, we're going to take a look at how participation in College Credit Plus relates to college success.